If this is a crisis, if people can't drink the water, what's more important? Getting the money flowing, getting the projects built, getting the water cleaned up, or working out, and I mean no disrespect when I put it this way, but or spending more time trying to figure out who's got jurisdiction over what and whether or not they respect your rights to do various things under treaties and all of that. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, Steve, and I agree that the health and well-being of our people is what's first and foremost. And they've always said, our people, if you were to ask them, the federal government, the Crown government needs to implement our treaties. All of our people will say those kind of sentiments at the same time as recognizing that there are huge gaps in infrastructure, there are huge gaps in education, there is huge gaps in social services, in our child welfare protection. So we have these situations where we've communicated our situation with government many times over, and we continue to see the current data that you rhymed off, even though we've registered with the federal government many times over. We've seen attempts at government wanting to address these. Again, I'm not wanting to belabor a point, but Kelowna was one attempt to address some of the gap that's been identified.
That was a policy of the previous Paul Martin government.
Yes, and again, we're having to re-emphasize where the needs are, and really the needs are, if the federal government would sit down and talk about how we relate with one another, how those treaties are foundational, and how we need to move forward by recognizing that we're not going anywhere, you're not going anywhere. And how do we ensure that what we talked about, peaceful coexistence, as Indigenous peoples here in Turtle Island, what we call Canada, is something that we can continue to see for our future generations, this peaceful coexistence. But we can't have it on the backs of the First Nation poverty. The peaceful coexistence has to be resource revenue sharing included into the mix, where we will see our First Nations people flourish and take part in this huge economy as business people.
Support Ontario's public television. Donate at tvo.org.